So, is a business worth more to you if it has the potential to grow? Hey everyone, it's David Barnett from investlocalbook.com, the awesome blog site where we talk about buying and selling businesses and local investing, personal finance issues, and things like that. First of all, I want to thank everyone who attended my Business Buyer Advantage live workshop in Moncton, New Brunswick last week. And it was an amazing day. Business Buyer Advantage goes for about 9 hours. It starts at 9 a.m. and this time we finished up just before 6 p.m., right around supper time. And what was so amazing about it was the group of people that were in the room. In fact, most of the people who attended actually have already owned businesses before. And they wanted to come and learn about buying businesses because they have a plan to either buy more companies or grow their existing business through acquisition. And what's great about these groups, of course, is that when people share their own stories, it really enhances the experience for everyone that's there, in addition to learning the incredibly extensive material that I go through over the course of the day. This week, though, in my video series, I have a question about potential. One of my viewers wrote in and said, I'm looking at buying a business and I'm meeting business sellers who tell me that their business is worth more because of potential to grow the business or because there's potentially a new development in the area. For example, a convenience store or a restaurant across the street from a construction site where a huge building might be going in, there might be 5,000 new people moving into the neighborhood. Does this make a business worth more? My opinion is that you don't want to buy a business, period, unless there's potential to grow and improve the business. But that doesn't necessarily affect the price. Let's consider different terms that we use in the world of buying and selling businesses so that you can see what these things mean with respect to your own deals. Let's say that we are talking about a small restaurant. And as we know from earlier videos that I've done, businesses are valued based on discretionary cash flow. So let's say that we have a business and you do your research and you examine the business, you do a proper normalization of the income statement, and you determine that you feel this business is worth, let's say, $100,000. So we have $100,000 is what you think is the fair market value of this business. This is what you want to pay for the business. So within a business, we have certain tangible objects. We've got, maybe there's an oven and there's tables and chairs and some cutlery, maybe signage outside, etc. There's a POS system. And when you add up the price of all of these things, let's say you arrive at a value of $65,000. So we have $65,000, and this is the asset value, or what we call tangibles. These are the things that you can actually put your hand on, you can touch them. So in business purchase terminology, the difference between these two, if the seller agreed to sell you the business for $100,000, the difference between these two would be $35,000, and that would be the goodwill. So what that represents to you as a buyer is the value of all those people who regularly come to this restaurant, the people who get paid on a Friday and decide they don't want to cook supper for themselves at home and they're in the regular habit of coming to your restaurant, the guys who have the restaurant's phone number stuck on their fridge so that when they come home late on Saturday night, they can call and order a pizza, etc. So that's goodwill. And if the cash flow is there to make this business worth $100,000, then the goodwill is certainly something real that is worth paying for. You want to have a restaurant with those regular customers. You want to have the guy with the phone number on the fridge because this is what drives the business. This is what gives the business value. Now, in this example, if the owner of the restaurant said, you know what, there's a new building going up across the street, or I have a new recipe, or there's a new product coming out, you hear this in all sorts of different ways, you're going to be able to do more with this business than I have. And because you have a greater potential, instead of agreeing to sell it to you for $100,000, I want $120,000. So he wants $120,000, and he says that there's $20,000 here for the potential. Now here's the problem. Who is going to do the work to obtain the earnings that is going to support that additional value? Because it's not there today. So what a seller is trying to do in a case like this is he's trying to get a buyer to pay him for work that the buyer is going to have to do after the buyer takes over the business. And of course, because these sales don't exist today, we don't know for certain that these sales ever will in fact exist. They might never appear. So a value put on potential over and above the fair value of the cash flow that exists there today, we call this blue sky. So blue sky is literally paying for the promise of a clear blue day down the road. You're paying for the idea that the business is going to perform better over time. Now, I said earlier that to me, the only reason you buy a business is because of improvements that you're going to be able to make. So I always tell my buyers when I'm working with them, find a business that either has problems but is still profitable, or that has issues or inefficiencies that you know how to fix. Because once you buy that business and you fix the problems or you improve the efficiencies that you know how to fix, the performance of the business will be improved. This is your motivation. This is the reason to buy a business. But you shouldn't be paying a seller for this effort that you're going to put in. You should be paying the seller for what you get on closing day, which is a business that has performed at a certain level and generated a certain cash flow. So in this case, it would be that $100,000 fair market value. So you should pay for goodwill, and goodwill is valuable. It's something that's real and it enhances the business and makes it worth owning. But you shouldn't, in my opinion, pay for blue sky because you're the one that's going to have to do the work in order to deliver the results. I hope that's helpful. We'll see you next time. Don't forget, if you enjoyed the content of the video, please like and share. It's the only way that YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, all these platforms have of knowing that the content of the video is actually good, and it helps to share the message with other people. And as always, visit my website and sign up for my email list. I send out one email a week with a video just like this one. Thanks, and we'll talk to you soon.